Have you ever noticed how one person can hear an insult and laugh it off, while another carries that anger for days? How can two people experience the exact same situation yet react completely differently? The Stoics believed the answer reveals one of the most powerful secrets ever discovered. A secret so effective that if you truly master it, almost nobody will ever be able to upset, manipulate, or control you again. And once you understand it, you'll start seeing anger in a completely different way. Most people spend their entire lives believing a lie. They believe other people cause their emotions. They think the rude driver made them angry. The disrespectful comment ruined their day. The criticism destroyed their confidence. But the Stoics argued something radical. The event wasn't the problem. The interpretation was. Think about it. The same criticism that devastates one person motivates another. The same setback that makes one athlete quit pushes another athlete to train harder. The event stayed the same. Only the judgment changed. According to Stoicism, anger doesn't begin when something happens. It begins when your mind decides what that event means, and that realization changes everything. But that wasn't the whole story. Every time someone can control your emotions, they gain something valuable. Your attention, your focus, your peace of mind. Think about how much energy people waste replaying arguments that ended hours ago. A stranger says something disrespectful, and suddenly they're living rent-free inside your head. The other person may have already forgotten the interaction. Meanwhile, you're still carrying it. The Stoics saw this as a form of self-imposed captivity, because the moment your happiness depends on how others behave, you've handed your emotional freedom to people who don't deserve it. Most never realize they're doing this, and that's where one ancient philosopher delivered a lesson that still hits hard today. His name was Epictetus. What's remarkable is that he wasn't born into privilege or power. He began life as a slave. He experienced hardships most people could barely imagine. Yet, despite having very little control over his circumstances, he became one of the greatest teachers of mental strength in history. His message was brutally simple. Some things are within your control. Most things are not. Your thoughts, your actions, your choices, those belong to you. Other people's opinions, their behavior, their decisions, those do not. The moment you stop fighting for control over things that were never yours to control, a massive weight disappears. And this principle becomes even more powerful when dealing with criticism, because insults only work under one condition. You accept them. Imagine someone calls you something ridiculous that clearly isn't true. Would you feel offended? Probably not. You'd likely laugh. Why? Because you know the statement has no power. The Stoics applied the same logic to all criticism. If the criticism is true, improve yourself. If it's false, why be disturbed? Either way, anger becomes unnecessary. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself, that people's actions reveal their character, not yours. When someone acts with bitterness, hostility, or disrespect, they're exposing what's happening inside their own mind, not yours. But modern society makes this lesson harder than ever to follow, because being offended has become strangely addictive. Outrage is everywhere. Social media rewards it. News cycles profit from it. Arguments spread faster than understanding. Many people spend their days searching for something to react to, something to hate, something to fight. And the dangerous part is that anger can feel powerful. For a moment, it creates a rush. It feels like strength. But Seneca warned that anger doesn't sharpen judgment. It destroys it. The angriest person in the room rarely makes the best decisions. The calmest person usually does. And that's why the Stoics practiced a technique that remains incredibly effective today. Whenever something triggers you, don't react immediately. Pause even for a few seconds. Observe the emotion before becoming the emotion. Notice the anger rising. Notice the frustration appearing. Notice the urge to respond. Then ask yourself a simple question. Is this actually worth surrendering my peace over? That tiny gap between stimulus and response is where freedom exists. Most people never create that gap. They react automatically. The Stoics trained themselves to respond deliberately. And over time, that practice made them incredibly difficult to disturb. Which brings us to the final test. Anyone can stay calm when life is going well. Anyone can be peaceful when nobody challenges them. The real test comes when you're disrespected, when you fail, when you're criticized, when life doesn't go according to plan. That's when Stoicism stops being philosophy and becomes a weapon, not against other people, against your own impulses. Because true strength isn't dominating others, it's governing yourself. A powerful athlete isn't defined by how much weight he lifts. A powerful mind isn't defined by how loudly it reacts. It's defined by what it refuses to be controlled by. At the end of the day, nobody can truly make you angry. They can present the trigger. They can create the circumstance. But the final decision belongs to you. And that's the lesson most people never learn. The person who controls your reactions controls your life. The person who masters their reactions becomes free. So the next time someone tries to provoke you, remember this. You don't have to attend every battle you're invited to. Sometimes the strongest response is no response at all. And once you understand that, you'll never look at anger the same way again.